Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to subscribe and also hit the little notification bell because I can like actually see in my analytics who's watching and who isn't subscribed, so you know what to do. Right. We are currently witnessing history. I don't know how to phrase that any other way. One of the main themes of this channel has been over the course of the last few years. I know you know where I know you know where I'm going with this. People have been buying a what's the word? A lot of Bitcoin. Yeah, I know, crazy, right? So one of the ideas is that Bitcoin in the next few years is going to go over $1 million per coin. This is expected by 2028, 2029, as the amount of Bitcoin once again gets cut in half that is being created by the system. We're not going to talk about 2032, 2033, because that's supposed to be like the crazy years where people are talking about like a $5-10 million Bitcoin, but I digress. We've seen this level of accumulation begin to ramp up quite quickly. Over the course of the last few months, we have always had Bitcoin buying news, whale buying news. Just that years ago, a lot of that news was different. So we would hear, like, for instance, like previously during the last halving, before the halving, there were 900 Bitcoin that were created per day in the past. Now it's 450. And we used to hear quite often over the course of a week, some wallet purchased 700 Bitcoin, 380 Bitcoin. And people were like, wow, that's crazy. That's almost like the entire day supply. How are they doing that? It was like we'd hear somebody put in $8 million to buy Bitcoin, 14 million. This is why MicroStrategy became quite popular, with their raising like $500 million at one time, which is, I don't think I ever want to imagine being $500 million in debt. That's not where I want my life to go. However, that's changed quite rapidly, especially once we got to like the end of January, for those of you who weren't paying attention, where we started to hear that the daily supply of Bitcoin was being bought up in one go times 13. So remember, we had BlackRock. It was usually just BlackRock was buying around like 5 to 8 times the amount of Bitcoin created per day. And then the other ETFs would kind of fill in the blanks, and we get to around 10 to 13 times per day. Good times, just rich buying up all the actual Bitcoin. And then for some reason, we got into a bit of a rift where everyday normal people, they call them us, retail. We are retail investors because we don't have, like, once again, $500 million in debt. Kind of slid away from the market, which I found to be special and different, mainly because the news daily was continuously, there was a new company that was buying $14 million worth of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy raised half another $1 billion of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy raised another for those of you who missed it, $2 billion to buy more Bitcoin. This was happening over and over and over. And we started getting news about a Mr. 100, which is a wallet address that is daily buying, get it, 100 Bitcoin per day. But then that wallet address also started buying 200 per day, sometimes 700 per day from one wallet address. And this is all the while we kept on getting all this other accumulation news. For those of you who also missed it, 91% of all Bitcoin is owned by wealthy people. 94% of all Bitcoin has already been mined. And we keep getting, you're understanding the pattern, right? I hope so, because that's what numbers are for. There are two major on-chain analytics companies. One is Santiment and one is Doubloons. Santiment. I forgot the name of the other one. On-chain people. I forgot what they're called. What are they called? Anyway, they recently just announced And I quote, deep-pocketed Bitcoin investors are snapping up billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, end quote. Santiment went on to social media and recently announced that in the last 6 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't have a sixth finger, 6 weeks, these are whale purchases. I'll get into that in 1 second. 6 weeks, whales purchased $5.76 billion worth of Bitcoin, accumulating over 94,700 more coins in the last 6 weeks. This only pertains to wallets who have between 100 and 1,000 Bitcoin, not 1,000 plus. For those of you who missed the other metric a couple of weeks ago, the 91% of all Bitcoin is held by wallets, I believe, that have more than 1,000 Bitcoin. These have been wallets who've been buying over the course of 7 to 8 years, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, constantly. They have not stopped. That's the 91%. So when I made that video and I was like, hey, there's not a lot of Bitcoin left because all the rich people are buying it, people in the comments were like, so dramatic. Bitcoin's at like $57,000. And I was like, that's not what you should be paying attention. You should be paying attention to the fact that they're buying up constantly all the assets that you and your family will never be able to own. Do you understand that? Is everyone getting that? Does everyone understand what's currently taking place in the world right now, that they're buying up all the Bitcoin and they will not be giving it to you? Has anyone gotten that? You know how like when all these companies are like buying up all these homes and you're like, oh gosh, please just give me one. They're not. They're not going to give you one because that's not how money works. So as they continue to buy up all the Bitcoin, and then more and more people around the world realize what's going on, because barely anyone's actually understanding what's happening. They're going to continue taking all of the Bitcoin that there actually is, while everyone else is lull and not paying attention and buying Solana and meme coins and Tron and all these other things that they keep telling you to buy on social media that are actual literal garbage. This is just wallets that have between 100 and 1,000 Bitcoin. The wallets that have 5,000 Bitcoin plus aren't a part of this. These are also the ones who are constantly always buying. Yeah, you know, they're always buying as well. Then you also have, if someone had 80 Bitcoin and they were purchasing and they got up to 99.9 Bitcoin, they're not included in this number at all. They're actually like exempt from it. But guess what? They're also buying a lot as well all the time. So I feel like this, what's the word? This saga, like this video campaign, I really give it 2 years. I have a feeling in 2 years, I'm going to bring you a video that 98% of all Bitcoin is just held by wealthy people. We just got the news for those of you who missed it. 94% of all Bitcoin has been mined. The last 6% are going to take 115 years to mine, to create. You know where when people are mining Bitcoin, you know that they have to sell coins for electricity. Do you remember where those coins go? It's not to crypto exchanges. It's not into your wallets. It's to banks and corporations and institutions who told us earlier this year that every time that they try and sell Bitcoin, these companies are going to them and they're saying, we'll buy it from you. There is no new Bitcoin hitting the crypto exchanges. Do you remember why? Come on. I know somebody remembers. It's because the only people selling are everyday normal people, the people who would benefit the most from Bitcoin. Same cycle all the time. 6 weeks, 94,700 more coins. And that's not including everyone else who's also buying as well. And these are wallet addresses. These aren't the actual like ETFs either. Well, I think it's about that time. I continuously always hope that you're all paying attention to what's happening, to where the world is going, where the wealth transfer is actually happening. That's such a big theme in crypto, the wealth transfer, and people forget that it's happening silently on the internet right in front of them. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you got something from the video. Hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.